I was watching parts of that presidential debate the other night. Holy shit, that was hilarious. Funny stuff. I think a lot of Americans haven't, how you doing, man? I think a lot of Americans haven't been watching the ongoing Biden thing, like what he's been doing, the faux pas and stuff in public, you know. So it's funny because it's their first time seeing him. Hey, how you doing, man? It's their first time like seeing him like that, you know. And it's probably shocking to people. I've been watching them all along, you know. So I'm seeing these little things as they go on, like the problems he has and the language and the word salad and stuff. So to me, it's like, and a lot of other people that I've been watching more closely, it's not that big of a shock. But if you're like a regular, you know, person working, you know, trying to stay alive here in current year when everything's so expensive, and God forbid you have a family, you don't have time to watch like the internet and see what he's doing at these conferences and stuff. You know, who knows the last time you saw him? It could have been, you know, fucking 2 years ago. So it's probably shocking to people to get a look at him now. Man, it was bad. It was funny. But to me, it was like, I didn't think it was any worse than he normally was. If anything, I thought he was a little bit more on point. He got a lot of stuff out. And again, I see all the, you know, all this other behavior. So compared to that, it wasn't all that bad. It was still awful, you know, but yeah, he's done way worse than that. Like wandering off by himself to, you know, talk to no one, going off the wrong side of the stage. He's funny. You know, it was a toss-up with me. It's like, when he first got it, I'm like, is this guy my favorite president ever? Because before that, it was Trump. I rate my presidents on his entertainment value because, you know, the whole political thing is it's TV show. It's all a TV show. It's just like watching, you know, a scripted sitcom or sports ball or anything else. Is WWE, it's kayfabe. None of this stuff is really happening. These individuals aren't running the country, and they're certainly not vying for your vote to help determine the future of the nation. Like, there's no way they would ever allow the people to have that kind of influence on anything. But there is a reason why they have to do it, or in my opinion, anyway. And we're gonna get into that once I pop in the store here. I'll be right back. As I always say, evil works with contracts, terms and conditions. They can't just do shit to you. You have to do it to yourself. But they kind of have all the leeway they want when it comes to trying to get you to do stuff to yourself. They can make it as elaborate as you need to, or they can obfuscate the truth as much as they want to, and that's why you have things like predictive programming, where the truth of something will be buried in a TV show, you know, because there is no method that they have to follow to get you the contract, but they have to offer you the contract. So the thing with the presidency and politics in general and a government governing over you is that to have that system in place, they need to have a certain amount of the population taking part in co-signing this system. You have to agree to government for them to run their government. Now, when it's something like will of the people type stuff, where it's beyond the individual to group, there needs to be a consensus. Like, you know, a certain amount of people or percentage, or what is that thing I'm always trying to say but forgetting? I don't know. Fucking Alzheimer's, man. It's on the... Anyway, they need a certain amount of people, percentage of the people who are going to be governed, to agree to do it. And by taking part in the electoral process, or working or campaign or just voting or going to vote. You're taking part in this process. So as long as enough people of the population take part in this, that gives them the green light to govern. That's the contract, you know. If no one came out for any of it and just stayed home, they wouldn't be able to do it. They wouldn't be able to have a president or a government. It's a contract. It's a contract. So they want to get as many people out as they can to be involved with it, but they don't care who you're like, whose side you're on. They don't care about that. As long as you go out, you show up, or you know, you put your voice forward in some way, you don't have to leave the house. You just have to take part in the process and campaign online or whatever. You have to be involved. By involving yourself in the process of government, they can then government. Critical mass. That's the word I was looking for. I don't know what the critical mass is as far as people, but that, I mean, I don't know what the percentage of the people is. But once it reaches that critical mass, they can then do their government. That's how everything is. It's all contracts, terms and conditions. That's how Satan works. That's how evil works. God doesn't have terms and conditions. There are no kind of rules and regulations with him. He's open. He's there. You don't have to do anything to facilitate your relationship or start your relationship with God. You know, don't listen to Christians. They'll tell you have to fucking do all this shit before you can talk to Jesus and then ask him if it's okay to talk to his father. It's like, no. I'm not gonna get on Christians. I feel bad sometimes. I go in on them, but every time I say that, then one will show up in the comments and like make me mad. I don't get mad at them though. I try to like, you know, I don't usually fight with people. Really, never. Unless they're just being an asshole. I don't even mean in my comments, but I mean like on the internet in general. Years ago I used to, when I was younger. I'd go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then, but it gets tiring. It takes a lot of energy. So as I've gotten older, I just try to glad hand them. Yes them to death. I'll give you a cigarette, man. Hang on.
I'm William.
Oh, William. How you doing, William? I'm Jenny.
Nice to meet you.
There you go. I was giving you the pound, too.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do that, too.
I got to cover both of them.
All of them, man. Palms.
Cover bases. Yeah, just to cover all the bases.
Oh, the American Spirits? Are you kidding me?
I love American Spirits.
Are you threatening me?
they're the least bad.
They're the best.
Yeah, they're the least bad for your cigarette.
Well, I mean, it's all relative, you know?
Yeah. Let's see, I can get this
Everything
open.
in moderation, including
moderation. I say that all the time. I thought that was mine.
No, I've been saying that for years.
I say that a lot.
Well, I just turned 65.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
okay. God bless you.
Yeah. People go, you don't look 65.
You don't. I didn't think you're 65. Dude, it's like when I was younger, you'd say a 50-year-old man. I used to think of a 50-year-old man as like the town wizard. No, you know, like a beard. And
I'm
now people look.
I'm and a 21-year-old.
Yeah. It's like people look younger as they get older now. It's weird.
If you take a look, I still got dark hair. I still got a young face. They're like, you're 65.
Why you still have hair. That's rare, man.
Lying, man. I know.
That's rare. Hair. God bless you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Have a good night.
Sure you don't want the change?
Oh, no thanks, man. Yeah, you have to co-sign. You have to agree to what they want to do to you, for them to do it to you. Just like anything else, just like the thing. You know, they had people that lined up to take the thing. They can't show up at your house and stick the thing in your arm. They have to get you to do it to yourself. Everything with evil is getting you to do it to yourself. It's the only way they can do it. Yeah, for me, politics, a long time ago, I kind of figured that whole thing out. I used to go vote with my dad because he was really into local politics. We had family members that were involved or who had to get voted into things, local politicians, and sometimes I'd campaign for them, holding signs and stuff. And so my dad always had a a list of people he'd want. I wasn't interested at all in local politics, but so I'd go with him. He'd tell me, vote for this guy, vote for that guy. So I'd turn up at the Knights of Columbus with him in the afternoon or whenever we'd go, and yeah, there'd just be like a bunch of older blue-haired bingo ladies there, and you know, you'd fill out, at least this is how it was when I used to go. And I've told the story before, so I apologize, you have to sit through it again. But you'd make out the little card, and then you'd put it in like a box, you know, one of these just fucking birthday gift looking boxes. You drop them in there after you go in the area where you go behind the curtain in the little booth and everything. And I would drop them in the box, and then, you know, we'd go home. And then like 4 hours later, we'd be sitting on the couch and they'd read off who'd won. And I'd think, all right, well, what happened in that time that I left that ballot in that box? Did the bingo ladies count that? The old bingo ladies? Did they count all those? Or did someone from the state come with the truck and pick these all up and bring them somewhere else? There might be an answer to this. But to me, it just seemed weird. It didn't seem like that was a whole lot of time between when I put it in the box and when they're telling me who won. So how long after I was in there did they start counting them? I know these days it's probably all computerized. This is like the early 2000s. I go with him every year. But at that time I was like, yeah, what the fuck happened? Did a state truck come, like an official election truck come and pick up these boxes and then take them somewhere to count them? Because, yeah, I mean, there was no computers used at all. We just put on a card. And that's when I started to think, like, oh, this is all bullshit. This is all bullshit. There just isn't the time for someone to come get all these things out of the box and then look at them and count them. So even if they are, I mean, they're done on computers or whatever now, you put your votes into a machine, it's still the same thing. You know, we figured out how to count them better, so now we're really counting them. No, it's all a show. Like I said, as long as a certain amount of the population shows up to take part in the ritual, because that's really what it is. Everything is ritual. Everything is ritual with these people. It's all magic. You know, that's all. They give us science, and they use magic. We're taking part in rituals every day that we don't even realize because they've worked it into our everyday lives. Mundane things that you wouldn't think is actually a ritual. Anything where you're putting your energy and your will and intent into something here in the physical that will transmute or have a result or come out to be something else. That's magic. That's transmutation. And I mean, everything, the whole world is done by contracts. I mean, you gotta get an ID. Everything you do, you have to sign for. You know, whatever you have, getting paid for your job. Everything's contracts, terms, and conditions. It's evil. It's the devil. It's how he runs shit, man. Gonna go into longs now. I don't like. You know, the past couple of days I've been having trouble with videos. Like, I've been trying to just cut up into little sections like I'm doing now. And I try to put them together later, and something always gets fucked up. So I'm going to try to keep this to a minimum, but I do have to run in here. I'll be right back. Yeah, my buddy Minutes of Horror was pointing out that they never had a debate this early in the year. Usually they're like a couple months before, like elections, like October or, you know, however many there are. Before this one even happened, I guess Biden had canceled ones they had scheduled for October. He mentioned that they had canceled them a while ago. So this one is the one that happened the other night wasn't canceled, and but it was scheduled. Like it wasn't like they did the one the other night because they canceled the October ones. They were scheduled with the October ones, one for, you know, the other night, and then the October ones. So the October ones were then canceled before this one even happened. So it's like, why are they having one now? It's kind of weird. We've never seen that before in history. So he was positing the idea that there isn't going to be an election, and he was using the cover of that magazine, The Economist, to kind of try to piece together a message, because they always put messages in those things. I don't know, it's their gay shit they do to their secret squirrel, like magic, fucking, you know. It did the cover. He's pointing out where it shows that it alludes that there's going to be no elections. Something's going to happen. I guess maybe in October that will keep them from happening. So there's not going to be even an election. And they were talking about the idea. Oh, he was talking about the idea of Biden being replaced on the ticket. You know, perhaps by Big Mike. But yeah, there's never been a debate this early. Doesn't make any sense at all. Again, not that these things matter, because they don't. It's all kayfabe, you know. It's all show. It's all theater, all entertainment. It's all to make us think we have some sort of say in how we're ruled over, when we absolutely don't. We see a lot of the bad people here in this world, like the guys that do the running. You know, they do the grocery bagging for the devil. But the actual people that are running it, you'll never see them. You know, we'll never even know who they are. So you just never know. And that's, who cares? It doesn't matter ultimately. We know what they are. Yeah, kind of weird. I haven't seen anybody mention that besides him. The fact that we're having one. No one in the media mentioned it, which makes me think they know something. Because it's highly unusual. They always like to talk about anniversaries, and you think they would be like, hey, this is the first time we've ever had a debate this early in the year, and they'd go into why they're having it this early. None of that. It was just like, oh, here we go. You know, we always do this, right, guys? You know, we're doing the pre-summer debate. Like, why would you even do that? It's so far away. And I think they, and like I said, they canceled the other ones they had. They had like 2 others. It's ridiculous anyway. I think maybe Immense of Horror was saying it, that he thinks they did it this early so they could get a jump on replacing Sleepy Joe. This is just a way to get this part of the story done, where everybody sees how gone he is, and demands the candidate be switched out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It is going to be a weird year. It's been a weird year already. A lot of fucking strange stuff has happened. Like, so many things that, like, this. Sometimes I go out and like, oh yeah, I want to talk about this, want to talk about that. But things happen so fast that I get home, and like, if I don't edit it that night, it's like the next day it's like, well, who cares about this? This other fucking crazy things happen. In the past, the kind of events that are taking place now, weekly and daily in some cases, are things that, you know, you'd usually talk about in the news cycle for a week or a couple weeks. Some things you talk about for a couple months. Not anymore. There's really no such thing as a slow news day anymore. It's like, what it is because we're getting closer to going down the drain. Whether we're in the little season or this is the actual end times, whatever it is, there's some kind of end. It's heading to some kind of conclusion, or the end of the system, because the shit is breaking down. Like, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the little season, and the possibility that we may be living past the time that Jesus already returned, and we're in Satan's little season where he gets to run free. Regardless of what time we're in or what timeline we're in, we're still witnessing the disintegration of the veil. It's coming down, you know. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be saying this now. So we're seeing things that we just didn't see before, being able to understand things we didn't understand before. Whatever method they're using to transmute our life force into the energy that projects this fucking shit show in front of us, their mechanism, whether it's magic or technology or a mix of the two, is breaking down, and we're starting to see Oz, you know, behind the curtain. So there's something. It's heading towards something. And just like when you have like a bathtub, and you're letting the water out, right? You look at it, and for a while, it doesn't look like anything's happening. It's just sitting there. But as more water comes out, and you get closer to it being empty, there's like a whirlpool around the drain. It's like moving a lot faster. That's how it is here. Things are speeding up. Things are happening in quicker and with more frequency and more serious stuff. Crazier and crazier. So yeah, so we may not be in the end times, but we're at the end of something. You know, there's something coming up. And all the spiritual signs are there too. I mean, just things we're feeling, a lot of us are feeling, a lot of us are experiencing. You know, maybe not too extreme as some people. You know, I mean, I don't know if everybody's talking to angels and demons, you know, but yeah, but everyone has some kind of thing going on. What's up, man? No, thank you. Everyone has some kind of thing happening. You know? Or at the very least, they're noticing things that they didn't notice before. And you don't even have to be a noticer like me. I mean, stuff's just jumping out at you. It's like things are jump scaring you now. Alright. Some crowds I gotta kind of wade through up here, so I'm gonna put the phone in my pocket and concentrate on walking and smoking. I can walk and smoke at the same time. Walk, smoke, talk, and film. I can see a train wreck. I can see a train wreck there. So until next time, thanks for dropping by. As always, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.
What uppity? I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I can play your videos in the background while I'm typing anyway, because I have my little BS workstation over here with our loyal pooches. Anyway, God bless you. Have a good day.